So finally finished watching season 3 of The Boys, and it's still pretty fucking good. I just think this season for me is the weakest season of The Boys so far. While I'm editing this, I just rewatched the whole of season 3 to see if it's actually the weakest season of The Boys, and I disagree with my first experience. I think season 3 is the second best season of The Boys. I still think season 2 is the best though. And it's not a bad thing cause season 1 and 2 were both amazing. The things I didn't like about this season are all pretty much about Soldier Boy, and I'll get to it later. First, let's talk about the other things that happened this season. Butcher is still really good. My statement about Butcher and Homelander having similarities in my season 2 video remains true. Both of them are unfit to be a father to Ryan. Both of them willing to destroy others to get what they want. The only difference is Butcher is also destroying himself to get what he wants. Also finally got to see the full story behind Butcher and Lenny, and I got to say, seeing them get beat up definitely brought back memories. Butcher is a very complicated character cause he knows what he's doing to people he cares about are wrong, but he still continues to do them. He low-key kind of reminds me of Eren from Attack on Titan. A little bit, just a tiny bit, ready to do whatever it takes to get what he wants. Yui and Starlight are both great this season. I like it especially for Yui because I feel like he stagnated in season 2. Yui being kind of pathetic, losing himself during his power trip, which was in character for Yui since this is the same dude who went on a revenge tour because his girlfriend got killed. Anyone who is willing to do that already has some screw loose. What I don't agree with is him thinking he's doing this for Starlight. No, brother, you're doing this because you're insecure. A lot of people probably found Starlight and MM annoying this season. Personally, I didn't find them annoying because it is a very human thing to do, to draw a line and try to find a way to do the job without crossing that line. So I do 100% get it. What I don't get is Starlight not understanding Yui, Butcher, and Maeve for doing whatever it takes to kill Homelander. I mean, I do get the Yui one since he's only doing this whatever it takes shit because he's angry that Newman betrayed him, so he's going on his revenge tour shit again. But Starlight has to understand Butcher and Maeve for doing this, especially after Starlight's inner plan didn't work. It just got Alex killed. Starlight don't need to agree to it, but she has to at least understand. And her saying Yui is teaming up with a murderer is just fucking stupid. MM was also really good this season. Loved his scene with Butcher as to why he's on the team to keep the boys together, you know? I didn't get my wish of Frenchie and Kimiko having a platonic relationship. Loved this moment where Frenchie lets Kimiko take the B to get her powers back, tying that to Yui taking V because he didn't want Starlight to keep saving him, whilst Frenchie is fine with Kimiko saving him. One is insecure while the other one is confident. Frenchie remains to be the best. Also love this line from Kimiko: the powers aren't the problem, it's the people that are using said powers that are the problem. A-Train is also good this season. He's fucking stupid but still good. Like that A-Train got his legs while his brother lost his. Now A-Train will have to live with the person he hates the most being his heart, literally symbolizing that A-Train hates himself the most. I finally saw the iconic Homelander speech, and I finally have context to all the reaction gifs I've seen on the internet the past 2 years.
I'm stronger, I'm smarter, I'm better, I am better!
There's no surprise at this point. Homelander is still the best character in this show. Homelander's quick downfall after taking over Vought, as expected by Stan Edgar. Also love his character, by the way. Bro got balls of steel, and another character who's casted perfectly. Homelander's scene with Soldier Boy was fucking amazing. That's got to be the most childlike Homelander has looked all series. Like he legit looked like a child that's missed his father. Another underrated thing about The Boys is how creative they are. I mean, I love Black Noir just because of how creative they did his backstory in cartoons, tying that with his schizophrenia. At least I think that's the illness. I don't know. It's like Reiner's illness from AOT. Anyways, speaking of creativity, I genuinely thought that season 1 and 2 were weird, but season 3 takes the cake in terms of weirdness. I mean, in season 1 we had being rode to death. In season 2 we had being choked by a big dick. In season 3, I think all of those happened in one episode. I don't even know. So many weird shit happened that I don't know which one to list. Let's see. We had someone small going inside a dick, literally, just for him to return to regular size inside the dick and split the other guy in half. We had the deep going deep inside an octopus sexually. Being blasted by a bucket amount of cum that probably didn't come from a bucket. And honestly, just the whole of Herogasm episode was fucking wild. I don't know how they topped the weirdness of this season for season 4, cause so far each season is weirder than the last. And finally, the highlight of this season is definitely Soulja Boy. He was the best thing that happened this season. Love that Soulja Boy is a mix of Captain America and the Winter Soldier Bucky, and the way they remade the masterpiece of a scene of Cap waking up from his coma but with Soulja Boy was also beautifully done. Also love that Soulja Boy called Homelander a disappointment, because Soulja Boy was also called a disappointment when he was a child. Soulja Boy is just a very likable character and also perfectly casted. Okay, now that we're done with the positives, I do 100% believe that Soulja Boy was wasted in this season. I feel like they could have done so much more with him. Maybe not this season, but throughout the other seasons. Now that he's locked up again, that door fully closes. Cause I do know that season 5 is supposed to be the final season of The Boys, and I just don't see them bringing him back for any inner character plot. He could maybe come out in the final season to fight, but we already had that this season. What I wanted them to do to Soulja Boy is for him to be a parallel to Homelander, but have him go through repentance and have him atone for his sins, kinda like Bucky Barnes, cause we can tell that Soulja Boy isn't as bad as Homelander, and we already have a lot of similarities between them. Both are the strongest hero in their time. Both got called by the women they loved that they hated them. Both used their powers for their own good, but we can clearly see that Soulja Boy is very different to Homelander by just Soulja Boy's interaction with the boys, our boys. I mean, just compare any of the boys' interaction with Homelander than with Soulja Boy. It's night and day. Also, my thing is, what's the point of keeping Soulja Boy the same when we already have Homelander? Why not change it? Why not change it up and actually have a hero go through a character arc? And I know they can do it. They just did it with Maeve, and I feel like they're about to do it to A-Train. So why not do it at a bigger scale and do it with Soulja Boy? Cause the foundation is already there. All it needs is execution. And just like Soulja Boy being disappointed at Homelander, I am also very disappointed that they wasted a character that had so much potential. And that's pretty much all the things I wanted to talk about in this season. Like I said, this season is the weakest so far for me. And don't get me wrong, the best episode of the series so far also came from this season, Herogasm. So the peaks were amazing, but still, I stand with what I said. Although like I said, after rewatching, something, I don't stand with what I said. But still, I am excited for season 4. And that's it for me. Comment down below, did you think Soulja Boy was wasted? And while you're down there, leave a like on the video and subscribe and turn on the notification bell to not miss any video. My season 4 video should be up in a few days. And once again, it's just my phantom thoughts.